gets off me, you can extrapolate, I love using that word,
Yes.
from that, any kind of, concoction they can imagine.
One last point. What about tapping harmonics? I've seen you do that a lot.
Oh, yeah, actually what that is once you get your technique down to the point where you're really hitting strongly, almost anything you hit is going to come out as a harmonic. Anywhere along the string, too.
In that case, you're playing the overtone series basically along the string, aren't you?
Is that what that is?
Tapping out the notes that would be the open harmonics?
Yeah, I guess that is. That's actually a scale, I guess. It's
right
all along. So if you just hit the bass anywhere, the thing in a Eat 'em and Smile record, in Going Crazy, people always think, what in the world is that?
Yeah, what was that?
It's the simplest thing in the world. Just again, kind of a drum rudiment thing, only tapping harmonics. You get a little distortion and compression on your bass, brings those harmonics come ringing, ripping out of there. Get them out like that. It works everywhere.
In addition to banging them out that way, you also do a pinch harmonic.
Yeah, that thing I just did there. Again, that's a Billy Gibbons idea. I stole that from him. He's great.
He's something, doesn't he? Still is.
Yeah, he sure is. I think he uses a peso or a quarter or something for a pick. And so when the pick goes past the string, the soft part of his thumb touches it, and he gets the harmonic. So since I don't use a pick, and the only thing I have hard in my hands, well, you could do a lot with that, but I won't anyway. The only thing I have in my hands that I can use like that is my fingernails. So I use that as the pick with my soft part of my thumb up against it. So actually, if you want to, I don't know if you can see there now, but just get kind of a. See that? So the advantage of that is you get a real power to that real. So live, you got Riemann distortion and everything. You just get those kill harmonics that just watch, people drop in the crowd. It's unbelievable.
Could you tell us, in your opinion, what should a good bass solo do?
Well, like any solo, it should be an element of the song. It should be an extension of the song. Also an expression of the individual's spot in the band, in the song. It should be connected. A lot of solos are kind of non sequitur these days. A lot of guys are just riffing mania without any real connection to the song. The guitarist I'm working with now, Paul Gilbert, is a good example of someone who can just scream on his instrument when it comes time to knowing a song and playing within the context of the song. He amazes me. The kid is 22 years old, and he's really an inspiration to me, as a player. He used to come see Tallis and sit out in the audience, and his band used to open up for us in Pittsburgh. Now to be working on it, it was really interesting to see the evolution he's taken. And I think he's gone ahead so fast because he really understands the value of a song. So therefore, a soloist, especially a bass player, you'll find generally most of the band's going to have to come down in order for a bass player to solo, because you can't necessarily cut through sound like a guitarist can. Guitar is higher pitch. So when things back off, you'll find you're more work directly with a drummer, or when things turn down, or by yourself. So you have to really, therefore, know even more of the elements of the song to be able to keep the idea and spirit of the song there while everyone else is gone. Mm-hmm. So it's even more important. Where a guitarist can solo, can kind of step out of it a little bit more because the whole band is moving around behind him and they're holding it together with him. When the bass player does a solo, it's like, you're standing there naked, so you have to really come up with something, so to speak. And so what I generally do is what I know about the modes and keys and things like that. I try and just get real familiar with a key and the moves of a song, kind of stay with it. And you don't necessarily have to go speed demon craze to have a good solo. Some of the most effective solos and bass lines, the most memorable ones, are not all that complicated or complex or wild. It's just they're basically element of the song. If you hear like a you know what song that is already. So many bands, like I won't give a million examples here, but just to give an idea what the song is, the bass should really carry it, and like Stump the Band, playing a bass line, you should be able to tell what the song is from the bass line. That's how much the song should contain the bass line. It should be, where nowadays you could never play Stump the Band with just the bass line. Right. What song is this? know, it could be one of 100,000 songs that are out there now, because they're all, that's what the bass line is in most of them, you know. So they move around a little bit, and I think that's the element that you have to have in solos. And as I said before, all the fast, wild stuff that a lot of people focus in on certain players that do that stuff, and that's really cool, and it's fun as a riot to do. I love doing it. I'll do it for the rest of my life. But just understand that it's only a small percentage of playing. Major portion of your playing is right with that drummer, just wailing away with that guy, just moving. When he moves, you move. When he breathes, you breathe. You know, when he blinks, you blink. And I've really worked with drummers a lot, where no matter what we do, it happens together. Even things totally off the top of our head. You know, you really have a magic with the drummer when you can just all of a sudden just be playing along and just take a quick left turn, and there he is, like right next to you. Hey, I'm still here with you, you know. So, or he can do the same thing, and you're right with him. You know, that's really the true test. So anyway, get back to soloing. You can go as wild as you want, and some of the techniques and stuff and ideas. I hope that's a building block for a lot of people soloing. But I hope it's also a building block to understand the bass as a whole instrument, rather than just dun 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 dun, you know, or as just a flailing maniac thing. It's all of those things, you know.
Would the same hold true for an unaccompanied bass solo?
Well, for an unaccompanied bass solo, you're pretty much free. I mean, you're free to do whatever you feel like.
Do you look
for
structure, though? Do you look for
I kind of stick around in a certain area, move around, get an idea of things, build little things up. As I said, most of my stuff's come from playing live, and I've thought it up on the spot. Most of my solos, it was just like, solo time, go, and who knows what was going to come out. The downside of that is sometimes it'd be like, oh, there's a little bit too experimental tonight there, Bill, so, you know, I don't know. And the upside of it, once in a while, you would hit the nail right on the head, and it would be total magic.